What if I told you there's a weapon so advanced it could end World War III before a single shot is fired? A ghost in the sky that China's trillion-dollar defense systems can't even see coming. The B-21 Raider isn't just another bomber, it's America's checkmate move in the deadliest game of chess ever played. And what makes it truly terrifying? Even China doesn't know the full extent of what it can do. With tensions rising in Taiwan and Russia's aggression in Ukraine showing no signs of stopping, World War III has never felt closer. But while our enemies build their arsenals, the United States has been developing something that could change everything. Enter the Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider, the world's first sixth-generation aircraft. Set to enter service in 2026 or 2027, this isn't just a bomber. It's a complete game-changer that could render decades of Chinese and Russian military investment completely obsolete. Here's why this aircraft has Pentagon officials calling it the China deterrence weapon and why Beijing should be very, very worried. Before we dive into what makes the B-21 revolutionary, we need to understand what came before it. The U.S. Air Force currently operates 3 legendary strategic bombers, each a masterpiece in its own right. The B-52 Stratofortress, the grandfather of them all. Designed in the 1940s and entering service in 1955, this beast is still flying strong over 70 years later. With 8 turbofan engines, a 185-foot wingspan, and the ability to carry 70,000 pounds of weapons across 8,800 miles. The B-52 proved its worth from Vietnam to the Gulf War. It's the ultimate symbol of American air power endurance. The B-1 Lancer, the Speedster. This supersonic heavy bomber can hit Mach 1.25 at altitude, that's 960 miles per hour. With variable sweep wings and the largest internal payload of any American bomber at 75,000 pounds. The B-1 brought speed and stealth capabilities that made it perfect for rapid strike missions in Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. The B-2 Spirit, the Ghost. This is where stealth technology truly arrived. That iconic flying wing design isn't just for show, it makes the B-2 nearly invisible to radar. Since 1997, these $2 billion aircraft have been America's go-to for penetrating the world's most advanced air defenses, taking out high-value targets before enemies even know they're there. Together, these 3 bombers have been the backbone of American strategic air power for generations. Each excels in its role, the B-52 for range and payload, the B-1 for speed, and the B-2 for stealth. But here's the thing, the B-21 Raider is designed to replace all 3 of them. The B-21's development began in 2011 with the Long-Range Strike Bomber program. Northrop Grumman won the contract in 2015, and by 2016, the Air Force revealed its name, the B-21, representing the first bomber of the 21st century. The Raider designation honors the legendary Doolittle Raiders who launched a surprise attack on Japan during World War II. Now here's what we know about its specs, though the Air Force is keeping most details classified. It's 54 feet long with a 132-foot wingspan and a maximum takeoff weight of 180,000 pounds. Powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney PW9000 turbofans generating 27,000 pounds of thrust each. It can reach high subsonic speeds of at least Mach 0.8, that's 610 miles per hour, with a service ceiling of 50,000 feet. The estimated cost is around $700 million per aircraft. The B-21 uses a similar flying wing design to the B-2, but it's smaller, more efficient, and exponentially more advanced. This design minimizes drag, maximizes lift, and makes it incredibly fuel-efficient, meaning it can travel further on less fuel than conventional aircraft. Weapons capability. Absolutely devastating. The B-21 will carry the AGM-181L RSO nuclear cruise missile, the B-61 Mod 12 nuclear glide bomb, and the B-61 Mod 13 nuclear bunker buster, some of the most powerful nuclear weapons in existence. It'll also deploy conventional weapons like the AGM-158 JAS-SM standoff missiles, but the real magic? That's in what we don't know yet. Here's where the B-21 goes from impressive to absolutely game-changing. But it's more than just a bomber. In 2015, reports revealed the Air Force wanted the B-21 to be an intelligence collection platform, battle manager, and interceptor aircraft, not just a bomber. Air Force Secretary Deborah Lee James called it a fifth-generation global precision attack platform with networked sensor shoot capabilities. Northrop Grumman went even further, branding it the world's first sixth-generation aircraft. Unlike older aircraft that become outdated, the B-21 features an open architecture design. This means it can be rapidly upgraded with new weapons, software, and technology as threats evolve. Northrop Grumman notes it's designed for advanced integration of data, sensors, and weapons, with successful migration to a cloud environment. Translation: this bomber can adapt and improve for decades to come, staying ahead of whatever China or Russia develop next. Now, here's something absolutely fascinating. In late 2025, the Air Force Global Strike Command recommended the default crew consist of just one pilot and one weapons systems officer, no co-pilot. Think about that. Every bomber before this has required at least two pilots for safety. Bombers are complex machines with thousands of systems to monitor during long-duration missions. But it's not a concern for the B-21 because the bomber almost certainly features heavy AI integration. We know the U.S. Army has been testing AI co-pilots in Sikorsky helicopters since 2018. The technology reduces pilot workload dramatically, allowing crew members to focus on mission-critical tasks rather than constantly managing flight controls. An AI co-pilot in the B-21 could handle routine flight operations, monitor aircraft systems, and allow the human crew to concentrate on targeting, intelligence gathering, and mission execution. On long intercontinental missions, this could be the difference between success and failure. The AI never gets tired, processes information instantly, and can suggest optimal flight paths while the human pilot makes final decisions. Aviation Week experts suggest the weapons systems officer could be trained in basic piloting for emergencies, creating multiple layers of redundancy even with a smaller crew. Recent reports suggest the Air Force is examining flying wing aircraft as arsenal planes loaded with air-to-air missiles for conflicts with China. A modified B-21 variant could fulfill this role, carrying dozens of air-to-air missiles and serving as a flying missile battery enemy forces can't detect. Traditional fighters carry 6 to 8 air-to-air missiles at most. An arsenal plane could carry 10 times that capacity, engaging multiple targets simultaneously while remaining invisible to radar. The B-21 could eliminate enemy fighters from beyond visual range and fundamentally shift aerial combat. Former Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin stated the Air Force has unruled out expanding the B-21's roles. This aircraft could be a strategic bomber, intelligence platform, battle manager, interceptor, an arsenal plane all in one. Senator Mike Rounds, member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, called the B-21 the China deterrence weapon in April 2023. Here's why that's accurate. China has invested billions in advanced air defense systems designed to keep American aircraft out during a Taiwan conflict. Systems like the HQ-9 S-400 imports from Russia and indigenous radar networks create what they believe is an impenetrable defensive bubble. The B-21 makes that investment potentially worthless. Senator Rounds explained, "We have the ability to let China know that should they become belligerent, this platform can carry nuclear weapons, conventional weapons, and penetrate their most advanced air defense systems and take out their most sensitive sites." Former Secretary Austin noted the B-21 doesn't need to be based anywhere specific to hold any target at risk. It could operate from the United States, Guam, or allied territories and strike anywhere in China. It could destroy command centers, eliminate air defenses, take out military infrastructure, and cripple China's ability to wage war before Beijing understands what's happening. As a multifunctional aircraft with intelligence, surveillance, and battle management capabilities, the B-21 doesn't just destroy targets, it gathers intelligence, coordinates forces, and manipulates the battlefield to American advantage. China's H-20 stealth bomber has been in development since 2016 but may not be operational until the 2030s, a full decade behind. Russia's Pekda won't enter production until 2028 at the earliest. Meanwhile, the U.S. plans to have 100 B-21s operational, with first units entering service in 2026 or 2027. neither China nor Russia can match. American military investment, innovation, and execution speed. Former Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Admiral Christopher Grady stated the B-21 enables the U.S. to penetrate and manipulate the battlefield to our advantage, allowing America to outmaneuver and outpace adversaries while maintaining a decisive edge. Here's the most important part. The B-21's greatest victory might be the war it prevents. When adversaries know you possess a weapon they can't defend against, that can strike their most valuable targets with impunity. That can be anywhere without detection. They think twice about starting a conflict. This is deterrence at its finest. The B-21 doesn't need to drop a bomb to win. Its mere existence and the knowledge that America has 100 of these aircraft fundamentally changes the strategic calculus for Beijing and Moscow. Over 8,000 personnel from Northrop Grumman, industry partners, and the Air Force have worked on this project. More than 400 suppliers across 40 states are contributing. The estimated cost is around $200 billion over 30 years to develop, purchase, and operate 100 aircraft. That's enormous, but consider what it buys. Air superiority for generations. The ability to hold any target on Earth at risk. A deterrent so powerful it could prevent World War III entirely. The B-21 you see in 2027 will be impressive. The B-21 of 2040 or 2050, with decades of upgrades, will be something else entirely. The B-21 Raider represents more than military hardware. It's a statement of American technological supremacy, a promise to allies, and a warning to adversaries. While China and Russia scramble to develop their own next-generation bombers, the United States is already building a fleet of 100 aircraft that outclass anything our competitors have imagined. Could the B-21 win a war with China before it even starts? Based on everything we know, its stealth, range, payload, AI integration, and multi-role capabilities, the answer is yes. It fundamentally changes the balance of power in the Pacific and beyond. As tensions continue rising around Taiwan and Ukraine, one thing is certain: America will be ready. The B-21 Raider ensures the United States Air Force remains the world's preeminent air power, unmatched, unrivaled, and unstoppable. The question isn't whether the B-21 can win the next war. The question is whether anyone will dare to start one. If you found this breakdown fascinating, make sure to subscribe for more in-depth military analysis and cutting-edge defense technology coverage. Hit that like button and let me know in the comments, do you think the B-21 Raider lives up to the hype? Check out our other videos on American military innovation, and remember, the future of warfare is already here. It's just invisible to radar. As tensions continue rising around Taiwan and Ukraine, one thing becomes absolutely certain: America will be ready. The B-21 Raider ensures the United States Air Force remains the world's preeminent air power, unmatched in capability, unrivaled in technology, and unstoppable in execution. The real question at this point isn't whether the B-21 can win the next major war. The technology, the capability, and the strategic advantage are all clearly there. The real question is whether any potential adversary, fully understanding what the B-21 represents and what it can do, will dare to start that war in the first place. And that might be the B-21's greatest achievement, not the wars it wins, but the wars it prevents through the sheer credibility of its deterrent capability. Chinese military planners now have to account for a sobering reality. In the opening hours of any conflict over Taiwan, a significant portion of their air defense network could be destroyed before they even know. American bombers are in their airspace. Their command and control infrastructure could be crippled, their ability to coordinate military operations degraded, and their most critical military assets put at extreme risk all before they can mount an effective response. That fundamentally changes the risk-reward calculation of aggression. If you know that starting a war means immediately putting your most critical military infrastructure at extreme risk from a weapon you cannot defend against, you're far less likely to take that gamble. That's the power of a truly effective deterrent. And the B-21 represents perhaps the most powerful conventional deterrent ever developed. The B-52 has served for over 70 years because its design was sound enough to accept continuous upgrades. The B-21 takes that concept to an entirely new level with modern digital architecture. Advanced software-defined systems and modular design that makes upgrades faster, easier, and more comprehensive than ever before possible. This future-proofing is what separates truly revolutionary weapons systems from merely impressive ones. The technological gap between America and its competitors isn't narrowing in many ways. Programs like the B-21 are widening it. While China struggles with the H-20 and Russia faces delays with the PACTAC, the United States is already moving from development to deployment at a scale neither nation can match. The B-21's advanced stealth characteristics make it nearly undetectable even to the most sophisticated air defense systems. Its intercontinental range means it can strike from bases far from any conflict zone. Its massive and diverse payload capacity allows it to carry everything from conventional precision-guided munitions to the most powerful nuclear weapons in the American arsenal. Its AI integration and advanced avionics reduce crew workload and enable capabilities impossible with traditional systems. And its multi-role design means it functions as bomber, intelligence platform, battle manager, and potentially even interceptor all in one aircraft. Together, these capabilities create a weapon system that fundamentally changes the balance of power, not just incrementally improving on what came before, but creating entirely new operational possibilities that adversaries simply cannot match. The B-21 isn't just another aircraft, it's a paradigm shift in how America projects power and maintains security. If you found this deep dive into the B-21 Raider fascinating and want to learn more about cutting-edge military technology and strategic developments shaping the future of global security, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We bring you in-depth military analysis, breaking defense news, and comprehensive coverage of the weapon systems and strategies that will define the conflicts of tomorrow or, hopefully, prevent them entirely. Hit that like button if you think the B-21 lives up to the hype, and let me know in the comments what you think about this aircraft. Do you believe it really could prevent a major war with China? Are there aspects of its capabilities that concern you or impress you the most? What other military technologies and programs would you like us to cover in future videos? I read the comments and your input genuinely helps shape our content. Check out our other videos for more fascinating looks at American military innovation and global defense developments. We've got comprehensive coverage of everything from next-generation fighter programs to naval warfare developments to space-based military capabilities. And remember this important truth: the future of warfare is already here, being designed and built and tested right now. It's just invisible to radar. Thanks so much for watching this detailed breakdown of the B-21 Raider program, and I'll see you in the next one where we'll continue exploring the cutting edge of military technology and strategy.